Okay, so for the last part of this question, he says, by considering the graph of y equals g of x minus f of x, or otherwise solve this. So guys, I always say this, when I'm dealing with inequalities, I always graph it, have a look at the graph. Now he's actually given you a hint here. He said, look at this graph, and we're going to find where f of x is, where is f of x less than g of x. Now let's think about it first, guys. He's saying the graph of g of x minus f of x. If f of x is less than g of x, right? So let's just imagine f of x was 3 and g of x was, I don't know, 7. Now, so this is g of x, 7 minus 3. Imagine g of x is 7 and f of x is 3. When this is true, when g of x is bigger than f of x and you subtract them, what are you going to get? You're going to get a positive answer. So when I graph this, it's always worth going back to kind of simple numbers, guys, to get an idea of what's happening. But when I subtract these graphs, f of x minus g of x, I'm looking for where is the graph positive, and that's it. So let's actually go ahead and graph this. So I'm going to delete all of that. And I'm going to graph g of x minus f of x. So hang on, what am I doing? G of x. So g of x is this one. This is my 4x squared minus 1 over 3x plus 2. And I'm subtracting, let's do this again. I'm subtracting f of x, which is 3x plus 2 over 4x squared minus 1. Now, I'm not sure what this is going to look like, guys, but, right, I had a feeling it was going to look weird. Okay, so there's going to be asymptotes at different places. So where is this positive? Well, it's positive to the right of this point and between here and here. But remember, there is an asymptote at. So when I do, let's actually write it down here because we'll get a better image. So when I do g of x minus f of x, this is 4x squared minus 1 over 3x plus 2 minus 3x plus 2 over 4x squared minus 1. So remember, we have vertical asymptotes at x equals minus 3 over 2, because you're going to get the vertical asymptote of this here. You're going to have one at x equals a half, and you're going to have one at x equals negative a half. So they're all, you're going to have all the asymptotes that we found, the vertical asymptotes, at those different points. So just be aware, f of x will not be less than g of x at these points, because they don't exist at that point. So you have to be very, very careful. Okay, so let's go back into this. So I'm going to do menu, analyze graph, and 0, because I want to find what these zeros are. So this one here is minus 0.5683. So minus 0. Hang on, what did I even say? 5. Let's just go 569. 0.569. So x has to be bigger than that, but less than this asymptote, which is my minus 2. Oh no, sorry, my minus 2/3 is over here. Less than this asymptote. Let me zoom in a little bit, guys, just so we can clearly see. So that asymptote there is my minus a half. So it's going to be bigger than this, but less than 0.5, because it has to, or sorry, less than negative 0.5, because it's not, it doesn't even exist there because of that first vertical asymptote. Then between negative 0.5 and positive 0.5. Let's zoom out again. Okay, so all of this part here, it's positive. So it's positive from here to here, which is my minus, so I'll do comma here. So from minus 0.5 and positive 0.5 and let me just move this down here, because there's going to be three different inequalities. So here, let's go back. I just need to find where it's bigger than this point. So I'm going to find the 0 here. Okay, 1.3187. So finally, x is bigger than let's just go 1.32. Okay, so let me just say all that again, guys, because I was thinking it through as I was doing it. So to find where g of x is bigger than f of x, I find where the g of x minus f of x graph is bigger than 0. And it's bigger than 0 between here and here and anything more than that. But in between, or in around here, there's asymptotes, so you got to be very, very careful. It cannot equal negative 0.5 or 0.5. So it's between this 0 and negative 0.5, the first asymptote. Then between the two asymptotes, negative 0.5 and 0.5. And then finally bigger than this 0. I don't have to worry about this other asymptote here, because it's less than it anyway. It's less than 0. Okay, hope that makes sense. That is question 11 done.